Welcome, Capricorn, to your mid-February 2026 tarot reading. This reading is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Hope y'all are doing fantastic today. And let's get started. I won't keep you too long here. Let's get these shuffled. Also, please remember to hit that thumbs up button if you're enjoying this and leave me a comment. Helps us to connect, also helps the channel, and it's always appreciated. And I enjoy the comments a lot when I get them. Let's see what's happening here. Let's see. Ah, maybe. Okay, let's do this. Current situation for Capricorn. 7 of Swords, tough card. Present influence. Chariot. Okay, what we don't see. That's the 4 of Cups, unexpected. Temperance, what to look for. 4 of Swords, challenge. The Wheel, strength. Emperor, where does this lead? Magician and the Knight of Swords. There is some like energy like coming in really quickly over here at the end. And same way, it's really interesting. I just did Leo's reading and they had the Chariot and the present influence and they had the Knight of Wands over here. It's kind of interesting, the same type of energy. If you're like have anyone that you know that you're close to, it's a Leo or maybe kind of related energy. It's not all related, but here, 6 of Wands here in your at the bottom of the deck. You may have gotten some kind of recognition, and what's really odd here though is that I'm going to have to clarify the 7 of Swords. So the 7 of Swords can be about deceit, theft, but it also can be about taking things back. So there's this really interesting energy. I'll see if it's on the negative side or the positive side. So we'll know, but this is about recognition. Now, I don't know if someone's recognizing something within you or you're recognizing maybe that there's some kind of interesting stuff happening here. So let's get started with the Chariot. So the Chariot is in your present influence, and the Chariot's all about, it is a very victorious card. It's forward moving energy. It's a little bit chaotic where I don't want to say it's like chaotic. I feel like the Knight of Swords is that, but it's more not really out of control, but could be if you're not careful. It can be moved, travel, something coming in really quick, something that you're headed towards, kind of like now, you know, kind of that energy. What is this a Chariot for our Capricorns, please? Judgment and the 8 of Wands. So the 8 of Wands is also quick energy. So that's interesting. The Judgment is there is some kind of energy, offer, message with this 8 of Wands, but it's like speeding up something that like is making you feel alive again, you know, revitalized, that kind of energy. And it's coming in really quickly. But let's see what this 7 of Swords is, because this is where you're at now. Again, this can be about deceit, but it also can be taking something back. It can be about, you know, keeping your eye on something here. You've got the Magician too. That's really odd. I feel like I had another reading with the 7 of Swords and the Magician. Those, when I see them together, I get a little bit worried. 7 of Swords, please. Yep. 9 of Swords. Yep. Queen of Coins. There is someone. Now, this could be you. You're really stressed. Something is not happening right now that you feel like is right. Either you feel like you are being deceived, you feel like someone has taken something from you. That Chariot energy is the realization of that, or a message coming in that's making you believe that. But there is some stress around you right now, big stress. So you don't see the 4 of Cups. This has something to do with like reaching your dreams. In this case, see, like the cup is being handed, but he's not paying attention to it. So it's like, I want something here, but someone's handing you something. So there is like, I feel like there's someone handing you something, but they're not being honest about it. Tell me more about this 4 of Cups. Something really odd's going on here. Three of Cups with the Star. Someone is, okay, so my first thing, and maybe this doesn't affect everybody, but I almost get the feeling that someone is trying to deceive you, but they're using your dreams and wishes to do so. And you don't see this, but there are some tough cards here. Um, and I feel like there's someone that's not being honest. Again, like I said in my last reading where I had the Seven of Swords and the Magician showing up, and both, just be really careful. Like any contracts or anything like that, really cross your I's, dot your T's. I would be careful about what you let out of your mouth. Like don't tell secrets, or like if you have some kind of something, and I wouldn't trust everybody right now. Just like they may repeat what you said. They may not have your best interest at heart here. They have their best interest at heart. So I'd be really careful about that. The Temperance is unexpected. To me, this could be a good card in the respect that it brings in emotional balance here, and this might be exactly what's needed. Tell me more about this Temperance for our Capricorns. Oh, Wheel and Two of Wands. The Wheel is in your challenge. Um, I think what this is the realization that you need to move forward and away from this situation. Also, I'm kind of getting the feeling that the Chariot is that you're moving away from this, that's what you want to do. And that's what this comes in. Now, the Temperance is also an alchemy card to me. That's how I read it. So it can be the fact that, you're creating a new situation so that you can plan on walking away. It's hard. There's something here with timing. It's also in your challenge, but the plan's happening because I feel like surprisingly you just go, I got to do this differently. I got to do something else. I got to kind of move away from that. What to look for is the Four of Swords. I feel like what this might be saying, this is like an advice position here. What this might be saying is look for, like, don't, like if you find out something and sometimes you just kind of can go off. I mean, I don't know how Capricorns are really. I don't really have any Capricorns around me, but don't do that. Like, take a break before you speak. Make sure that you have everything, you know, kind of, organized in your mind. And before you articulate to anyone anything, make sure you understand it. You have your T's crossed, I's dotted, that kind of thing. That's the feeling I'm getting with that Four of Swords in the what to look for. Chill before you jump. Yeah. Yes, it's asking you to do that because the King of Cups to me is like, okay, chill, go with the flow. Especially if it has something to do with someone that's like some kind of partner, could be a lover, but the lovers isn't always about love. It's about partnership. It's about balance. The King of Cups, I read it a lot as go with the flow. He's really easygoing. He doesn't like get all weird if things don't go quite his way. So I think it's asking you just to chill, kind of go with the flow. You may need to reach out to somebody too with that Lovers card there, but I think this could have to do with some kind of, again, I think it does have to do with some kind of partnership, or maybe a partnership that you're going into. We have the Wheel in your challenge. You may be feeling like time's getting away from you. I see that. I read that a lot when the Wheel shows up in the challenge, that it's not moving as fast as you like, or that you feel like, oh, shoot, again, not as fast because time's getting away from me. If I don't do this now, I'll never get to do it type feeling. I feel like that's what's showing up in your challenge here. So it's just something to be aware of. That's why the Four of Swords is in what to look for. It's okay. Sometimes it's better to take a little break before you just jump. And then you have the Emperor in your strength, which I like because it's a reminder you've got more control than you think you do. So I would really just stay really true to yourself here because you have it. This is in your strength position. Stand tall, bring on that Emperor persona, like maybe keep everything black and white here. Um, then where does this lead? You've got the Magician to the Knight of Swords. I'm going to clarify it because this to me is another card that can be, not always, about deceit. He's got magician, also has sleight of hand. You know, the magicians can, you know, make us look one way when they're doing their trick, right? So what is this magician for our Capricorns? There's that Six of Wands with Knight of Coins. Um, yeah, I think whatever happens here, whatever this magician is about, whether it's if it's someone like not showing you everything, you're gonna recognize that. I think this is at the point where you recognize that and you know you need to move away from it. This is kind of your card, the Knight of Coins, you know, moving slow, methodically ahead, you know, taking your time, doing it right. And you recognize that, yes, I've got to do that. I've got to do this right. I feel like you'll be recognizing what's wrong with the situation. It might not be a big deal, but it's enough to come up in the reading. Um, so I think that's you recognizing that. Then we go to the Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords has got kind of a chaotic energy. It could be something coming in or you headed towards something. So let's do a double clarify on that. But it's also kind of chaotic, sudden and fast, and kind of takes you off guard where you go, oh my God, what just happened here? 10 of Wands and the Magician. Be really careful because this person or situation is starting to really feel like a burden to you, big time. And it's going to come in kind of quickly and it's going to feel like, and I think you're going to have to deal with it. Is there anything else after this Knight of Swords for our Capricorns mid-February? Yeah, Seven of Pentacles, back to your type of energy, earth energy here. So I would say I like it better ending there, just because this is saying you gotta see what's happening. You gotta take the time. You have to, anything that you're working towards, keep working towards it, but don't jump in. This Knight of Swords is a warning because it's going to feel really hard for one. And for two, can you trust it? And that's that Magician showing up again. So I would just be really careful moving forward. What is the advice for our Capricorns for mid-month? Oh, Four of Wands. Celebrate what you can, man. You know, I mean, I think this is asking you to, yeah, not overlook, don't get so focused on this reading that you don't overlook the good things that are happening around you as well, because you may need to take your mind off of it, so to speak. Because if you're trying too much to figure out how you're being deceived or why, because it may be very simple. Also keep in mind, anytime we talk about deceit with the Seven of Swords or the Magician, it's not necessarily done on purpose. It's not necessarily like they may be not saying everything or hiding something, but it's not done with ill intent. But it is having an ill effect, effect. So, but this is like, you can't overburden yourself. So, enjoy the day to day. That's what this is asking you to do. Just enjoy the day to day. So there you have it, Capricorn. There is your mid-February reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know. Hit that thumbs up button. Give me a comment. Take care. Have a beautiful day.